Hey, Dirt Farmer Jay here from dirtfarmerjay.com. Do you have one of these bagel slicers, also known as a bagel guillotine, and it's not doing the job anymore? It's just mashing and not really cutting through? Well, I'll show you how to sharpen one of these. Hey, stay tuned. Hey, Dirt Farmer Jay from dirtfarmerjay.com. These bagel slicers are really handy, and they're a much safer way to slice bagels. If you don't have one of these, there's a couple ways. There's bagel holders out there, which you drop the bagel in it, it holds it, and you run a knife through sideways. If you're going to cut bagel without one of these, it's best to hold the bagel flat and then cut sideways to keep your hand out of the path of the knife. Cutting them vertically without a guide is a big no-no because it can roll, and there's so many injuries that the emergency rooms actually have a term for it known as bagel thumb, and you don't want to do that to your hands. Those are much too valuable. So if you're going to slice a lot of bagels, I recommend that you get one of these bagel guillotines, so to speak. Like anything else, you get what you pay for. Now, you can find these cheap for under $10, and I've seen them up to $40. And what's the difference? Well, the more expensive ones are more commercial grade, they stay sharper longer, and they're easier typically to service. Now, one of the things you're going to notice right here when this bagel slicer is that it comes in two parts, and the blade is inside this set of protective covers here that stop your hand from reaching in here. Unfortunately, that also stops you from being able to sharpen this easily. And I'll show you what I use to sharpen, but you need to get access to that blade. To get access to that blade, you need to be able to remove these two covers, which are embedded in this handle assembly, in this case, this white assembly. But I want you to notice something. In this particular model, this is put together with rivets. The first thing I'm going to suggest, if you're going to get one of these and you don't have one already, look for a model that's put together with screws. You can see right here, one that's put together with Phillips screws. You can use a cross type of screwdriver. Undo that, slide off the handle, and get these guides or these covers off to give you access to the blade. But if you have one of these, you like the bagel slicer, and you don't want to go out and buy a whole new one, then you're going to have to drill out these rivets right here, get them out, and then I'll show you what I replaced those rivets with. Once you drill out the rivets, then it's time to remove the plastic covers, pull out the blade, sharpen it, and reassemble it. But when you do, you want to reassemble it with stainless steel machine screws. These are, as you can see, 1024 by 1 stainless steel. I give you the source for those in the description below. To make it really pretty and really nice, I got a little set of acorn nuts, again, stainless steel, and so that finishes that off. So we'll reassemble this once we drill that out and after we sharpen it. Let's get to work. All right, we have the rivets drilled out. What I did is use about a 5/16 to 3/8 inch bit to take out the top of those rivets. It can be a little bit messy, but then a little punch like this to drive it through, remove it, and now we've got this ready to go. Now getting it apart may be a little bit, might be stuck a little bit, so you can use a putty knife like this to pry along the side, or in this case, I have a soft face mallet, and I'm gonna just tap the top. Don't do something with a regular hammer, and you can see it starting to move and let go. And there we go. We now have the two sides, and we have the blade. Now, when you go to sharpen this, you do not sharpen the flat side, you sharpen the scallop side. And on these kind of cutouts, one half of the cutter has the scallops on this side, and on the other side, the other scallop. So you can see it's always going to be halfway one way or another. We're going to sharpen into those grooves, not on the flats, using a chainsaw file. And I get these files at Tractor Supply Company. You can get them at a Farm and Supply. Many times the big box home improvement stores have them as well. So we're going to go ahead and clamp this down and then sharpen it and then reassemble. Let's do that. Okay, so let's take the blade. What we're going to do is lay it over the edge of the table. Use one hand to clamp down. We're using a 5/32 or a 4mm chainsaw file, and I'm just laying it in the shape and taking about 3 strokes. And we're just going to work across the face, holding about the angle you see. Let the gullets tell you the angle, and we'll just work across. Okay, we have a nice sharp here. Resist the temptation to test that edge. I'm telling you, it's razor sharp. If anything, you can flip it over and use a piece of sandpaper or a sanding block to remove the little burr that's right there. So what I do is just take a piece of sandpaper like this, or it can be a sanding block or whatever, and just very lightly touch up that back edge to remove that burr. All right, one side is done. There we go. Do not run across it. And now we're just going to step and repeat. I'm going to turn this here. Again, now the gullet side is up, and we're just going to work across again using our 4mm or 5/32 file. Notice that I'm taking the same amount of strokes on each one. This is to keep the tooth length or the points the same length, so I'm just doing a couple on each all the way across. All right, now we have this blade. Again, be real mindful of the sharp edges there. You might even want to wear gloves if you like, mechanics gloves. We're going to go ahead and line this up. Notice that the point of the cutter goes aligned with the flat edge of the guard, not the V part of it. That's not how it goes together. It goes together like this. Now I can see marks here where the edge of the blade was up here, and there's a peg right here, but you may or may not have those pegs. I'm just going to line this up, rotate this one over on top of it, line it up over as well, and now I've sandwiched that. That isn't really going to hold it. What's going to hold that blade in is there are 2 of these screws that we're going to install going through and holding the blade. Now it's time to install the handle again. So we're going to start on one side and the other, and then slide that forward, and what you can do is actually put it up on like this and push down till it's now in place. And I'm looking through and I can see that the screws align. Choose what side you're going to put the nuts on and whatever. I'm just going to drop these right through like that. Going to use our acorn nuts there. Now you may need to put a small stainless steel washer depending on how much drilling you had to do if you did have the rivet style, but here we're going to simply use the stainless steel on both sides. Let's go ahead and tighten these up. All right, now we'll just test fit. And there you have a sharpened and fully functional bagel guillotine. You can slice through. If you have a stale bagel, they'll slice a lot easier where they're they're more firm. If you do have a soft bagel, and even with a sharp blade, it's tend to mash it, then kind of do a sawing action like that to get through, and you'll end up with a great new refurbished device instead of going out and having to buy a new one. Another kitchen tool that can drive you crazy is when riveted handles on your frying pans become loose. Well, check out this episode where we show you how to repair that, and they're like new again. And check out the other episode that YouTube thinks is perfect for you. Hey, until the next time, this is Dirt Farmer Jay, going to enjoy some nice bagels.